to you all today with another vlog. This is kind of a week in the life, 3 shifts in a week, and kind of how that goes. So this is day 1. As you guys can see, I did dye my hair recently. I'll try to put in a picture at some point, whether this video or the next, of what it looked like beforehand and what it looks like now. But I just grabbed my coffee and I go to my skincare hygiene routine, and I love this Neutrogena moisturizer. And so basically at this point I've already eaten breakfast, I made the bed, I made sure the bunny was fed. I love this Native deodorant, by the way. And now I'm just getting myself ready right before I go to work. That way all the chores are done, and then I'm just getting myself ready. I love this Osea blemish control spot treatment. It's been really helpful for these small spots. My skin is looking a lot better lately, but obviously it could be better. And then on the days I'm not wearing makeup, I do like wearing that Cocoa Kind serum. These are some of my favorite products lately: dry shampoo, face wash, really great sunscreen, the Native deodorant, and then the Neutrogena is my go-to moisturizer. I also got this Ilia foundation, which I love. It's got sunscreen in it, and because I kind of work in the basement of the hospital, which is funny, all my jobs have been kind of in the basement or ground floor. But I just go ahead and take a couple of drops, and I usually use my hands to blend, but at least it has a little bit of sunscreen. So in case I want to sit outside during lunch, I know I've got a small layer of protection on. If I'm going to be outside though, I usually will put that sunscreen on that you guys saw previously first, and then the foundation. Next, I blend out what's remaining with the sponge. I like using my fingers to get it all over my face, but the sponge helps. And then I found this Rare Beauty blush. If you guys have seen my Clean Beauty shorts, this is my newest favorite product. It's very affordable. I want to say it was $20 to $25. It's clean, so it doesn't make me break out, and it blends beautifully as well. You guys will see. That's what it looks like blended. It just looks very natural and glowy, and I'm here for it. This is my go-to bronzer. I haven't found a better substitute, clean substitute for it, so I'm keeping it for now. And then I had a Well People eyebrow brush, which has color in it, of course, so it is my new favorite now. I started using that instead of Benefit. And those were a couple other products. This is what I had for breakfast. I've tried to eat more protein heavy lately, but I did have some roasted veggies. This is what I'm bringing for lunch, which is a sandwich. I made those protein bites, which I'll show you guys how I made them later, and some yogurt. Hey guys, I just wanted to pop in really quick, and I'm making my tea and just kind of doing my little evening wind down routine on a day off. So I wanted to show you guys the kind of teas that I like to make. My husband's a big tea person, and I've started drinking tea pretty much religiously every night. Mostly the this organic raspberry leaf tea that I get from Kroger, but it's really good for hormonal health. And honestly, I would think if I were to drink any tea and just stock up on one, it would be this. I do feel like it helps with my skin. I do feel like even if I don't see immediate benefits, just having that warm tea keeps me from snacking and munching in the evening, and then it helps me kind of calm down and wind my brain down and prepare for the evening. So love this stuff, but it is good for your hormones too. I do drink it during my period and feel like it helps relieve some symptoms. Just ran out of chamomile, which is also my husband and I's favorite. There's a honey chamomile that's by this Celestial brand, but I do like the vitamin C shine if we're starting to feel a little icky or getting ready to travel. Peppermint is also really good for bloating, if you're in that luteal phase right before your period. Peppermint's the way to go. And then ginger tea is really good for your follicular phase or ovulatory phase. It kind of keeps you peppy and everything. It's good for your gut. I try to get organic anytime I can. But yeah, there's no true like studies. I mean, there are some studies on teas individually and how they can help, but there's no study on how cycling your tea during your menstrual phase or your monthly phase as a woman is helpful. But I like to, so based on, you know, what's going on during the month, I do switch up my tea. I wanted to show you guys how I make my protein ball. Wanted to show you guys how I make these protein bites that I take to work with me. I just like making my own food and my own snacks if I can. I get these organic oats. I have this Kirkland honey from Costco. I get a huge tub of it along with almond butter, and the reason I like this almond butter is because that is the only ingredient, roasted almonds. So really good for you. Orgains, I could probably do better on a protein powder, but this is really good if you don't like whey protein or if certain proteins upset your stomach. This is plant-based. I really like it. I like the chocolate kind, not so big on the vanilla kind. I add that, and then I just get these semi-sweet chocolate chips from Kroger. I put them all to a bowl, and I just kind of eyeball everything. I just put in the oats and the dry ingredients, and then usually I'll put like maybe a cup full of almond butter into the microwave for just a moment with some honey and warm it up. Off to a yoga practice for the evening. Usually the rooms are like 105 degrees. I do it for an hour. I've gotten to the point where I crave sweating now. So I'm going to go to my class and I'll be back in a little bit. But I did want to show off this cute top that I got from the boutique inside of my yoga class studio. So I love it. I love the way that it crosses up here, and you can't go wrong with wearing black. But when you have a good outfit to go into, it just makes you feel more motivated to work out. I also wanted to introduce you guys to the newest addition. This is Flappy. He is a Kalanchoe flapjacks plant, hence the name Flappy. But I thought he would look cute with my aloe vera since they're kind of like in the succulent family. Alright, I am back home and I'm very sweaty. I wanted to show you guys some of the things that I use in my shower though. That is clean beauty. That basically is just good products for you, doesn't have any nasties in it, and yeah, I just want to show you what my shower care routine looks like. Obviously I'm not going to show you me in the shower, but I wanted to show you what I use. First off, we love the shower caddy that we got from Target. It is adjustable and we have a very tall shower. But on the first level here, I've got mostly hair products. I love these by Olaplex, and then I got this Odell clarifying shampoo that I really like as well. These products aren't considered clean. They do have things in it that aren't good for you, but this clarifying shampoo and then the Shea Moisture products also are all good ingredients, including this one, which is a purple shampoo, and it's very hard to find a purple shampoo that has good stuff in it for you. Shout out to Native. Most of us love Native. I got the huge one because it'll just last me longer. And then I also have a second body soap that I picked up at a market, like a farmer's market. It smells really good, and it obviously didn't come packaged, so I wasn't like wasting bottles and things. I'd like to get more into that at some point, but one step at a time. First I have to find good for me products, and then I can kind of start going back into my like eco-friendly stuff. And then you guys have seen me use this before, La Roche-Posay, which has done so much better for my skin, which is naturally oily. This is my snack. My finger. dinner tonight, we're doing something really easy. You can pick up these butter chicken and take marsala sauces from Aldi. They're pretty cheap. I always keep a couple in stock. And then we bought a rotisserie chicken from Kroger and peeled it apart and placed it into a crock pot. So now we have butter chicken with a little extra spice. I personally always like adding just a little extra curry powder, a little chili powder for some kick, and a little bit of extra turmeric because turmeric's really good for you. And then over here, we've got some non-flatbread, which you can also get at Aldi for cheap. You can get this at Walmart as well, I think, and Kroger, but obviously Aldi's the cheapest option, and we like the 8-count mini ones. And these are able to be frozen as well, so that they keep longer. But yeah, they taste amazing. And then to get our veggies in, we just steamed some carrots. Joys, giving me COVID PTSD. We are under an air quality warning, or whatever. So I'm back to wearing masks for a couple days, probably. I don't know if you guys can tell how hazy it looks out there, but it's pretty hazy. I did want to show you guys some of the books that I've been reading lately. I've been trying to read one book a month, which may not seem like a lot for certain individuals, and which may seem like a lot of books for other individuals. But I used to love reading in high school. I kind of got out of it during college because you're reading and taking in a lot of information during those times. And now I want to become a reader again. But my attention span seems to be a little shot sometimes, and sometimes I think that is due to social media and getting those quick dopamine hits. So sometimes when I first started reading in January, I would have to read literally like 3 or 4 pages at a time before my attention span would be done. And then the next time I picked up a book, it would be 5 pages or a chapter, and then 2 chapters. And little by little, I was getting through a couple chapters in one sitting. And now I feel like my love for reading has kind of been reignited. So I wanted to share with you guys some of the books that I read. I do like to kind of go on a cycle of reading a self-help book, a more like spiritual development book, a classic literature book because I'm a big classic lit gal, historical fiction, and then just something for entertainment. And I just kind of go in a circle for that. So this is one book that I'm still currently reading. I'm really enjoying it. It is a little tougher to read because of the wording, the era it was written in. So I'm a little bit slower to read it, but it is still fascinating because I have been to most of the places that are talked about in this book. So it's kind of fun. I've also been reading this book before bed. It's the Screwtape Letters by C.S. Lewis. The only book I've ever actually completed by C.S. Lewis was Till We Have Faces, which is one of my favorites and top recommendations. I'm also in the process, as you can tell, I've started and am trying to read one book at a time, but I've started a couple at a time, as you can tell, those 3 in particular. But this is also a really good book if you like mystery, thriller kind of stuff. I don't know much about it yet, so obviously I can't spoil it, but nobody else spoil it for me because I'm still reading it. This book I read near the beginning of the year. Highly recommend if you like historical fiction. I really loved it. Same with this one. Most of you have probably either heard about the movie, seen the movie, read the book, heard about the book, but this is a high recommendation as well. I loved reading it and I like flew through it. But this and The Silent Patient, which somehow I never read, were 2 books that I just flew through and like became so absorbed in. And then I have already read this book. I am trying to go through it again, but I am a big Tolkien fan. I've read The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, not really The Silmarillion, but I do like some of the lore that goes with it and kind of the building of Middle-earth. I am a nerd. But this one was started by J.R.R. Tolkien and edited by Christopher Tolkien, his son. So it's some like poetry and things like that. There's a little bit of it, this story alluded to in the extended version of The Lord of the Rings, which is the only way to watch it. But yeah, those are the books that I've currently gone through and or are going through.